It's your boy Big Baby Miller coming from the East Coast. Tune in to Boxing Social we go down. This Saturday live versus Whyte-Chisora and Dillion Whyte. Unfinished business. If you don't know, you soon will. Somebody gotta get knocked out, and it ain't me. So here you go.
That was a good start to an interview. Well, it's kind of the same interview, really, which is very strange. Nice to meet you. I'm joined by Jarrell Big Baby Miller. How are you?
No complaints, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Psyched about it.
We're happy to have you here. I was just saying to Eddie on camera that was one of the most engaging first kind of roundtables I've ever witnessed with a fight. I mean, it's the first time that I've seen you. Sometimes heavyweights can't be the most kind of engaging people to be around. You're quite different.
Yeah, for sure, man. You guys never had an interview like that with AJ before and they sat down and just pick his brain? Is he that protected? He can't be seen vulnerable? You know, but like I said before, man, it's always good to sit down with the media because the media kind of interprets what kind of person the fighter is or any kind of athlete is. So, I mean, I don't put on the front. I don't need to put on the front. I'm just who I am. Like I said before, man, I'm just Big Baby. The name speaks for itself. Big Baby.
So you're over to watch Dillion Whyte versus Whyte-Chisora. Is that all you're doing over here? Obviously, the Anthony Joshua fight is something that's been heavily rumoured recently. Is that is that why you're really here, or are you just here to see a fight?
No, I was definitely here to see a fight and potentially see if I was going to fight Whyte-Chisora or Dillion Whyte maybe later on in the year. I mean, I just heard about the AJ fight on Saturday night, the Canelo fight. So that was new business to me. And like I said, I want the AJ fight. Everybody know I want the AJ fight, but we didn't think we was going to get it anytime soon. And like I'm not banking on it. And I'm not, at this point, I know that AJ needs me more than I need him right now with this exact moment. Just because that ain't so many options on the table for him. So I'm going to sit back here and drink my tea.
Just explain that, because there's something that Eddie himself kind of questioned, really. This whole rhetoric of AJ needing you more than you need him. Yeah. By all accounts, he's consensus #1 heavyweight in the world. I'm sure you disagree with that statement, but he holds 3 of the belts, 4 of the belts for you, including IBO. Correct. He's the money man in the division. Correct. Why does he need you?
Because every great superhero, in your eyes, he's a superhero. Well, I say every Barbie doll. Let's put it like that. Because that's why he's a Barbie doll. He's a protected Barbie doll. Every Barbie doll needs a Ken. And I'm the Ken to this Barbie doll situation. You see what I'm trying to say? So if Barbie doll wants to go on a date, she got to call me.
How long has this been rumbling on between you and AJ? We all saw the confrontation on the DAZN launch. Yeah. Was that something that was premeditated? Or was that something that you kind of just did at the moment?
Yeah, I didn't like AJ for a long time. So, I mean, I was waiting for the moment to see him face to face and then size him up. And I'm like, you think you big? You got a little height, but you ain't big. You ain't see big yet. So, that was just something that I knew I had to do. I had to step to him, let him know. Ain't nobody afraid of you. All 320 pounds of Big Baby ain't afraid of nobody. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm capable of. I know my mental fortitude. So it's one of the type of things, you know, and he's a softie. So I ain't worried about it.
Do you respect him?
As a human being, I respect everybody. I respect everybody. As a fighter, I respect nobody. I'm coming for your head here. I'm coming for your neck. I'm coming for your jugular, your spinal cord, your heart, and everything. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I'm a mentality. I'm a martial artist. That's all it is. Outside the ring, yeah, we can be cool. We can have a pint. Cheers, mate. And I'm all for it. But when it just comes to boxing, man, when it comes to this warrior, when it comes to being a fighter, I'm just mentally built different. And I was telling the other guy on the other interview, it's hard to understand fighters because if you're not one, you won't get it, you know. I understand his whole humble mentality. I get it. It makes sense. But that's not me. You know, I grew up in the dungeon of Brooklyn, in a hard upbringing in a third world country without enough, with being abused as a kid here, you know. So I use that same anger and motivation to help me through life, through times when I wanted to quit on myself, through my career as a boxer, to get to the next level. I use that same anger as a kid being bullied. Those things help me get to where I'm at today. So when I'm about to fight somebody, I bring that same anger up. So if you want me to be happy about fighting you, when you could potentially kill me, how am I supposed to smile about it? That's the fakest thing I've ever seen in a fight game. You want me to smile and shake your hand every 5 seconds when potentially you could put me in the emergency room. Ain't nothing happy about that. I'm thinking about anger. I'm thinking about things that's going to make me motivate to kick your butt. After we fight, we can shake hands, yes. We both come out healthy, yes, we can be friends. Until then, I'm going to rip your head off. Plain and simple.
You've also gone back and forth with Deontay Wilder in the past. you're not chasing the Joshua fight, but you're certainly in the conversation, in a very serious conversation by the sounds of things for the Joshua fight. Why did the Deontay Wilder fight not happen for you? Why is it this angle that you're going down now?
Well, from over a year's change ago, we kind of changed the angle where we're going to head to because Showtime kind of hurted my feelings, basically. You know, I have an ethic code, and not just an ethic code, a moral code. You know, sometimes money is not everything per se, but respect can go a long way. And coming back, I fought for Showbox 2 times, and I fought Jarrell Washington on Showtime on short notice when I was on an 11-month hiatus due to lawyer promotional issues. And I was promised another fight within 2 months on Showtime by Steven Espinoza in the group. And he says, well, we have a fight for you. I said, who? Adam Kornacki. And the minute he paused at Adam Kornacki name, I knew it was some BS going on. Everybody knows that me, Adam Kornacki, we're best friends. He's like my Polish twin. We grew up in the Emirates together since we were 14, 15 years old. He's one of the only main sparring partners I have in New York. Literally, he lives 5 minutes away from my mother's house. So for you to mention that name, you know that he said no and I said no. And we both said no. So they said, well, if you guys not fighting each other, we're moving you off the card. And that kind of hurt because we didn't get no respect as a fighter or a human being and say, hey, listen, we can find some other guys to replace the fight. Okay, we tried, it didn't work. But no, they removed both of us off the card. And we were both sitting down for a month or two, like, what's going on? But, where one door closes, another one opened up. HBO, Eddie Hearn contacted me. And we got 2 fights with them. And it was a good little run. And then, the zone came along and took over.
So tell me about the first conversation you had with Eddie Hearn.
It was face-to-face. When I can remember was when I was fighting Jarrell Washington at Barclays Center. And he said, hey, I've been watching you for a long time, man. It's going there and putting some work. And he slapped me on the shoulder and said, God damn, you're a thick fella. I said, yeah, man, that's what I do, man. So I went out there and I just mauled Jarrell Washington. He said, damn, you're a brute. I said, hey, it's only going to get better. And you throw a lot of punches. I said, hey, man, it's only going to get better. I was on for 11 months. And it's my first fight back, so it's only going to get better. And from there, he stayed in contact with me. And, I think it was 2 months later, 3 months later, I fought for, Matchroom and HBO card. And that was the co-main event for Danny. So it was dope, man. It was like night and day.
How soon after meeting Eddie Hearn did you mention Anthony Joshua's name?
Maybe like 10 minutes. I want AJ, start protecting him. He said, man, you keep winning and do your thing, man. The fight's going to come, And AJ knows you're on his radar. You're on his radar. And when the fight makes sense, it's going to happen. Okay, cool.
So you say about AJ being protected. Do you feel that way? Do you feel he has been protected in his career?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's been built up the right way. The promotional behind him been the right way. A lot of knockouts on his record are knockouts or stoppages. Do your research. Who did he fight to win the title? Do your research. Charles Martin, who won it, somebody who broke his leg. You know what I mean? And Charles Martin is basically just, take the belt. I'll lay down over here. Is my check signed already? Okay, I'll take a nap. That's how AJ got the belt. And look how Deontay got the belt too. You know what I mean? So you look at their records before they had a belt, look at mine. My record beats them by far before you get a title shot. So like I said before, when you have money, good promoter, manager, and politics behind you, you go a lot further, a lot faster than a lot of the guys.
Why do you think Anthony Joshua's not fighting Deontay Wilder, or Anthony Joshua hasn't fought Deontay Wilder yet?
I think, at first, I think AJ didn't really want that fight. That's how I feel. That's how I really feel. And then I feel Deontay wanted more money than AJ wanted to give up. And I heard that, the management side of Deontay is very hard to negotiate with anyway, from over the years from other past fighters. So I feel like, both sides were being, idiotic in their behavior to make the fight happen. And now that Deontay is in another direction right now, AJ is begging for that fight to happen because he can potentially lose that fight to Tyson Fury. And the belt will go to Tyson Fury now. So, like I said, I'm not quite there just yet, so that's their problem.
A lot of people, your profile is certainly growing and you've been involved in higher profile fights over the past certainly 12, 18 months. But a lot of people won't know who you are over here. A lot of people definitely know who Tyson Fury is. People are more familiar with Deontay Wilder, certainly Dillion Whyte. What are your credentials to the average casual fan who's going to be buying a pay-per-view if it is you against AJ? Why do you deserve that shot?
Because my record speaks for itself. I have a better record than any other guy he's fighting right now. Speak yourself. And I'm Big Baby. I'm fun, I'm loving, and I love fish and chips. Listen, Manchester United all the way. I gotta get my jersey now because I'm here. Listen, man, it's gonna be great, man. I just I'm real, man. If you like fake stuff, yeah, I'm the heavyweight champ of the world. If he dies, he dies. If you like that kind of stuff, that's not me. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be humble. You know, talk short, talk stuff. What he says? What's it? Chat shit, get banged. If you like that stuff, that's him. Which is weird. It's a weird lingo for me in New York. You chat shit, get banged. No, I don't like that kind of stuff. And if you like Dillion Whyte, boop, 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 I knock you out, then knock your teeth out. I mean, listen, I get it. If it sells, Deontay, he's another one. Oh my goodness, I'm Deontay Wilder, and I want to fight AJ. That's not me, man. I'm just me, man. Just pass me a good plate of food, a good movie on, and watch me crack my jokes, and we're gonna have a laugh and have some fun. That's it, man. And when I get in the ring, I go to war. I'm just like you, bro. I do the same thing you do when you go home. Sit down, put my feet up on the chair, and flip through some channels sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I feel that's the main thing with everybody else is just being real, man. I think when you're real, people enjoy that better, man, than the fake stuff. I'm not Hollywood, man. Come on, my glasses. I just can't stand the damn bright light. You know what I mean? But everybody else, man. I play Xbox 360 and PS4 like anybody else. What I mean, man. You know, I like fast cars. You know, I go to the club and have a little fun too, like everybody else. What else? I mean, what makes us different? I beat people up for a living. You're behind the camera. But we both love boxing. Same thing, man. We all human beings, bro. That's all it is.
If all fights were equal, paycheck was the same, even take the belts out of it, who would you fight and why?
Dillion Whyte.
Why?
Okay, he's a brick, and he talks a lot of smack. I really, like, you have no bad how bad I want to punch Dillion Whyte in the face. Like, so badly. And I already gave Eddie Hearn my promise I'll be PG-13 for about 2 more days. But no, I really want to punch him in the face really bad, you know. But we're focused on him this weekend, and I wish both those guys good luck and the best man win.
What happens when you see Anthony Joshua? By all accounts, he's going to be at the show on Saturday night. What happens when you see Anthony Joshua at the O2?
Well, I heard him already crying wolf already. Oh my God, big baby's coming. I'm Godzilla, which I am kind of like Godzilla, which is dope. But I mean, listen, man. Like, right now, I'm just gonna, chill. Suck in the energy and the vibe right now and handle business accordingly until he signed that contract and it's all hell let loose. It's gonna be rated R in his behind. But no contract yet. He knows I don't like him. And my jokes hurt just as much as my punches do. So I'm going to chill, man. They know I'm here. They know what I'm capable of doing. And don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you right now. And that's simple. Everybody's here to enjoy and have a good weekend right now.
When we've seen it, as we mentioned earlier, kind of the DAZN launch, the only other person we've seen kind of get under AJ's skin is Dillion Whyte. Do you see any similarities between yourself and Dillion Whyte? Although the fact you do want to punch him in the face, as you've just said?
He looks like the vomit version of me. If you tell the truth, his mohawk doesn't look quite as good as mine does. He got squinty, beady eyes. His chest ain't fully developed like mine. It's about maybe an inch and a half shorter than me. And the girls love me and don't love him. So he's like the opposite, really. Like his vomit version of me, really. You know what I mean? And I look good, baby, real good. So it's a difference. That's all it is. But no, I mean, if I didn't have to, if I wasn't potentially gonna knock Dillion Whyte out, I'd be a Dillion Whyte fan. How can you not be a Dillion Whyte fan? The guy goes in there, fights his behind off. He's Jamaican English with Caribbean accent is dope. He's like how can you not like a Dillion Whyte? If you're a fight fan, you know what I mean. So if I was a fight fan, I like Dillion Whyte, but I'm a fighter, and I punch a guy, knock him out. So I don't like him. You get it? So no, it is what it is, bro. It's just business at the end of the day.
Just thinking of another thing you share in common, your history in martial arts. You share that with Dillion Whyte. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Why boxing? What convinced you to make the transition from martial arts to boxing?
I think I was the highest. Yes, sir. Right. Sounds good. Cool.
You owe me time. What? You owe me time.
So, yeah, man, kickboxing was one of those type of things, man. It was a martial arts background, and started doing Muay Thai. And I think I made it to the highest pinnacle point in kickboxing. Ain't too many big paychecks in that sport. And had fun with it while it lasted, and I wanted to focus more on my boxing career.
What's more difficult, kickboxing or boxing?
They're both difficult. But getting kicked is a whole different kind of pain. Pain tolerance is a lot higher for kickboxing. They're both hard sports. I've been doing them both for so long, and I still do kickboxing to this day. But I think a 3-minute round kickboxing fight, I think is a lot harder than a 12-minute 12-round, 3-minute boxing fight. Just because of pain tolerance and their knees and watching out for different limbs. Boxing is a lot easier sometimes from dodging only 2 punches. Other than dodging 2 punches, 2 knees, 2 kicks, maybe 2 elbows. Man, spinning back kick, spinning back fist. It's a dangerous sport, man. But they're both dangerous. But I mean, yeah, I think kickboxing a little bit harder, on the tolerance side. But either sport, you get killed any moment.
Paychecks better in boxing?
Paychecks way better in boxing. Way better in boxing. That makes it easier to do boxing, I get beat up in kickboxing. Even if you win a fight in kickboxing, you're taking a little licking. And you look at my check. I'm like, it's all right. But holy moly, I did that for 5 rounds, So they're both great sports. They teach you, mental fortitude and discipline and just how to be an everyday person, I think that's what my humbleness comes from martial arts because, it's taught me how to just walk in life and, kind of just be, sometimes just walk in the shadow. You don't have to be the life of the party. You can just be you. And people always take notice, and things will come to itself. It's just that when you're fighting and you put your life on line, then the animal warrior instinct comes out. That's all.
So I want to talk a little bit, something away from boxing. One of the things that I found most interesting kind of listening to the roundtable is your backstory and your origin.
Yeah.
Belize, Honduran.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell us a little bit about kind of who you are really?
Wow.
Because I've become slightly more familiar, not as familiar as I am now after listening to that, but you think American, Brooklyn, close the book, but you're so much more than that.
Yeah, way more than that. Like I said, my grandfather on my mother's side is Irish. White guy, Irish dude, was a truck driver in Belize as well too. My father's Haitian with Dominican descent as well. I grew up in Belize my first part of my adolescent years. I lived in Canada for 2 years in British Columbia with my 2 cousins who are also half white Canadian, pretty girls. I love them to death, my 2 cousins. And then I moved back to Brooklyn and been there ever since. And I was raised by my Jamaican second dad, from the time I came back from Belize at 7 years old. Raised by my Jamaican father. And I have 3 older brothers that are Jamaican. And basically my Jamaican oldest brother taught me how to drive, dress, and talk to women. So, and I lost my virginity with a Puerto Rican girl. So I'm the universal champ. I'm the people's champ. You know what I mean? So I'm all over the world, man. And I have family that's Mexican, Trinidadian, Jamaican, Honduranian, Canadian, African. I have family that's diverse. Blood family. So it's dope. I tell people, you look at me as a big black guy from America, he's from Brooklyn. But I tell people, it's more than that, man. And that's what makes America great. Because America, what is America? There's no perfect stamp on American. We're everything. America is a universal country. So I hate when people try to sum it up. Oh, he's American. No, I was born there, but no, I'm not just American. I'm a universal champ. And if I eat enough fish and chips, I might be British.
What was Belize like? Never been to Belize. Heard things. You'll have to take me one day.
Listen, you have to go.
Tell me about Belize.
Okay. So, Belize is rough, but it has calmed down a lot. It was a dangerous country at times. But on the beautiful side of things is we have the second biggest natural coral reef next to Australia. We have a ton of outdoor things to do. We have the Mayan and Aztec temples to go see, the ruins. Man, we have some of the most off islands, keys off of the coast of Belize. And man, if you ever get a chance, man, and take your girl there, man, and take the one you're gonna marry though, because you take any other girl there, you're gonna get married to some girl you might not even like, because the island enchants you, and she's there in the blue water, and she's gonna look at you like what's the guy named Brad Pitt, and that's it, it's over, it's done, bro. So no, Belize is beautiful, man. You'll love it, and I go there every couple months just to, refuel my soul, and it reminds me of where I grew up, man, and seeing kids running around with no shoes and no shirt, and I'm just like, damn, I grew up here, man. I was a Brooklyn kid, but I'm a Belize kid, man. This is how I got a chance to get out of here, and become something great. I can't, I can't. Every opportunity I get, I got to go, balls to the wall, man, and make it happen because, Tupac said something I always, I think about every other day or every couple of days. I might not be the president, but I might speak and spark the interest of a kid that might become the president. You know what I mean? And I think that's so great because, he sparked my interest as a child. I was in first, second grade listening to Tupac, believe that, and listen to his records over as I got older. He was like a teacher to me growing up. That's how kids in the urban community or even in the hood, we don't listen to our teachers a lot. Even our parents, we kind of like whatever. But the music is so important because we listen to a CD or a track over and over. That's educating us. So it's so important to what kind of music you play around your kids and what kind of music you play because you're teaching yourself these things without even knowing it. So Tupac taught me a lot about, my surroundings and what I want to do with my future and how I want to help my community because us as a people, white, black, Muslim, Jewish, Irish, Mexican, Italian, if we don't do it for the kids, the government's not going to do it. They have other intentions. So us as people got to do it together. Me, you, the Brits, we got to come together, man, and get as much fish and chips and send it to Africa. As much fish and chips send it to Belize. As much fish and chips and send it to Brooklyn. Because if we don't do it, man, ain't nobody's going to do it. Plain and simple, man. It's that simple. If we don't look out for one another, nobody will look out for us. And it's bigger than boxing. Boxing's only one part of my life. You know what I mean? After I succeed in this, there's so much more greater I want to do. You know what I mean? Rather if I build a gym in Belize or in Southside Jamaica, Queens, or if I want to build a gym in South London, it's so much bigger than boxing, man. This boxing thing is a lot bigger. Ali was bigger than boxing. And I want people to understand that I'm bigger than this. It's just the first part of my life,
Just last one on Belize. Interesting story that popped up. You said that when you arrive in Belize, you get your horse brought to you. Yeah. 2 questions.
Correct.
How common is it for people to ride horses?
Correct.
Second question, how big is the horse?
I was going to say that. So anyway, I kind of exaggerated the horse ride at the airport. A little exaggeration. But usually when I get there, I jump in the car and I drive to the local, my guy has like a big piece of property.
See, in my head, it was like you get off, you take the shirt off, and there's a horse waiting
right
for you, and you kind of gallop off down.
I told him, can we actually do that? They told me, yes, we're going to have it arranged for you next time when I come. So that's actually so dope to me because, as athletes and stars, everybody gets so bougie sometimes. They have their glasses on and they have their head covering, get into a car, and they drive off. Man, I'm home. I'm free. You know what I mean? I was going to come out, throw my jacket on my my shirt in the car, and then jump on a horse and get up, and go get some coconut water on one of the trees nearby and just have fun and relax. You know what I mean? That's how that's what I usually do when I get home. Just go to the neighborhood, go see my uncle and aunt's farm. Pick one of the horses, throw a saddle on it, go out for a couple hours, then come back and just relax, man. I mean, that's life to me, man. Money's good. Money's always great. Don't get me wrong, but there's other things greater than money. Bob Marley, another guy says, if money is going to make you happy, there's no limits to money, so you'll never be happy. And I've learned that a couple of years ago, when one of my friends had died. And all his things was about work, we got to get this money, man. We got to make things happen for us, man. We got to get this paper. And he just gone like a blink of an eye, man. And he wasted so much time chasing paper. He didn't get enough time to see his son, see his baby moms, his wife. And it hurts because I talked to him so much, now he's gone. It's like, man, maybe if he wasn't chasing paper, he wouldn't have been caught up in that kind of situation. So there's other things greater than money and dollar signs. There's no limitations on that, but life has limitations,
Just finally, we've talked about Belize. I know you're seemingly a man of the world in more ways than I ever expected, but Brooklyn has also obviously influenced a large part of your life. You moved there, you said, when you were 7. How was that different to Belize, and what was that like growing up, and how has that shaped you as a person? Yeah, I
mean, Belize is you ever heard of that thing, it takes a village to raise a child? That's Belize. Because if I grew up in a house of 17 siblings, so basically my cousins, I call my cousins my siblings. So if one of us got into a problem, we all came. If I didn't have sugar or whatever, we go next to the neighbor. My aunt didn't cook that night, our next door neighbor would cook. Where Brooklyn's a little more different. It was colder, it was more grittier. It wasn't as sunshine. You couldn't go outside and play barefoot. A little more protected, but it taught me how to be more alert, other than being in a country or an island per se, and being so carefree, And I did grow a shell for a long time before going to Canada, and I was very kind of cold at times because, my living situation was rough, And Brooklyn is Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn, like, if you're from South London, you have an idea where Brooklyn is. You know what I mean? So it ain't no different, but it's a different mentality, than anything else, And it taught me, and it's always there. And then the Brooklyn mentality is there. And Brooklyn's a lot different than Manhattan mentality. You know what I mean? So it's there. When I need it, he'll come out. But right now we're going to use the Canadian mentality.
Just lastly, he wouldn't forgive me if I didn't ask about it. You called out Dave Allen. That surprised me. It surprised Dave Allen as well. Thoughts behind that?
Well, I don't know. I was naming all the Brits I could think of at the time. You know, Dave Allen, David Price, Dillion Whyte-Chisora, and now Joyce new in the scene. And that's one of the things that came up to me. 'Cause I actually recently seen his fight, and it was a bloody scrap. You know, so it came to my head. You know, that'd be a good scrap. I'd knock him out pretty early though, but it'd still be as good as it lasted. But no, it was no beef there. You know, he's a Brit guy. I guess he has a decent following, and he's a good scrapper. You know.
I think you two would get on pretty well, having known Dave and done this interview with you. Just finally, I'm going to afford you one of the greatest gifts that I can give somebody who I'm interviewing. I'm going to let you take the mic. The only 2 fighters have ever done that, and because they're heavyweights, I let them do it because they're bigger than me. Kevin Johnson and Dave Allen.
Okay.
Why don't you send a message to anybody you want? I mean, it's going to be fighters and fans.
Okay.
Give a message to people who are going to be tuning in to watch Big Baby Miller, maybe against Anthony Joshua in the next 12 months.
Let me tell you. So all the boxing fans out here, just don't be an everyday groupie. Study the sport of boxing. Understand the sport of boxing. Understand the politics sometimes behind the sport of boxing. Because without you guys, there won't be no promoters that can pay us. So tune in. I love you guys. Love you guys. British fans, soccer fan, Manchester United. Listen, we're all one love. Peace in hair grease. Tune in. Big Baby's here. And AJ's going down.
Jarrell, Big Baby Miller, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Real pleasure.
No problem, brother.
Thanks, man.